Hi everyone, Tevan here at Tevanshaven. So today's video is about how to write your resume and my tips on what to write and how to write it based on my personal experience. For me personally, I have written my resume to get numerous scholarships and I've been interviewed by so many companies. I think the resume helped me to stand out, and I hope that my tips will also help you to get that scholarship, maybe to get that job interview that you're hoping for. Watch the whole video until the end to see all my 8 tips. So tip number 1 is you have to understand that your resume is actually a piece of document that will show who you are to someone who has never met you. So treat it as if it is your name card. What you write on this piece of document will determine your selection process. So first impressions really do matter. So make sure your resume is top-notch and include the information that you want to be remembered by. Tip number 2 is to include information that is not repeated on the application form, because I've seen many people who have asked me to revise their resumes that they have included information that is normally included on an application form. And you have to understand, cover letter, resume, and an application form are 3 different pieces of documents. So you want to be able to include as much information about you as possible that will help you stand out from the crowd. So don't include repetitive information that would be normally on an application form, because you're kind of basically wasting that space when you could be using information to really stand out from the crowd. So write different information that will help the reader to identify or to understand what kind of person you are. So tip number 3 is it goes hand in hand. As I said, cover letter is a different thing. It's also a different document. And cover letter, normally what it is it goes into detail of what your skills and experiences are for that scholarship or maybe for that job that you're trying to get. So I have a video on how to write a cover letter on my channel. I'll link it down below so you can check it out later on. So tip number 4 is you want to have your resume to fit in one sheet of paper on one page. Just on one page, because you have to understand that whoever is reading those documents, those cover letter, essays, and resumes, whether it's for a scholarship or for university application or a new job, that person is going through hundreds and hundreds of CV that they have to go through, and they don't really have time to look both sides of the page or to look at one page. Most likely they're going to only look at one page. So tip number 5 is the 10-second rule. As I said before, that person who is reading that CV or resume, whatever the documents that you have submitted, normally will spend 10 seconds per page. So that means that person who's reading the documents have only 10 seconds, that they're scanning your resume, and whatever there catches their eye, that's the first impression that they're left with. So when you're writing your resume, keep in mind that 10-second rule. As you're writing it or after you have completed writing it, look over it and make a note to yourself. What are the areas that your eyes are drawn to? And if there are specific things that you want the reader to focus on, bold it and make it easier for that person to see the things that you want to be seen or you want to be known for. You can do bullet points or do it in a nice number order. Bullet points are much better. I would recommend it. And I will link down below a Mongolian template that I have made, and eventually I will also make it in English, so I will turn a template in English. But if you just received it in Mongolian, I'm sorry, but I will have it in English, so I will have it linked down below. But if you're Mongolian and you want that template resume, the 8 tips that I'm talking about on how to write a resume on this, and I will have real examples from my CV included in there. And if you want the Mongolian version, you can go to my Mongolian channel, Tevans, and I will have this exact same video in Mongolian, and it will have the Mongolian link, downloadable link. If you so far are enjoying my tips, be sure to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And if you're new here, my name is Tevan. I'm a mother, stay-at-home wife, currently uploading YouTube videos to help people to succeed and achieve their dreams and be successful. And I'm interested in education and personal development, which is the reason why I'm doing this video, because I think a lot of people need help in writing their resume. And there are also a video on how to write a cover letter, and the story I posted about how I got my scholarship, etc. They're on my channel. Check out my other videos as well. So let's get back to the resume writing tips. So tip number 6 is, a lot of people say, oh, I don't have a lot of things to write about. I can't fill a whole page. Or they think, oh, I can't find things to write on my resume. So if that's you, I would first suggest you to write down your interests, hobbies, and activities. Think back through high school. What are the events or maybe competitions that you entered? It could be even a school play that you had to partake. List all of those down. And also think about your paid work experiences or voluntary experiences that you didn't get paid for. It doesn't have to be a formal organization for volunteer experiences. What matters is your experience and how you write those out on your resume to show who you are. And even after all of this, if you still don't have much things to write on your resume, then ask your friends, ask your family member, your mom, dad, your brother or sister. Maybe they will help you remember the things that you can't remember at the moment that you have achieved. Maybe they will ask them, what are my good qualities? What are my skills? They will help you out in remembering what you're good at. So include those on your resume. So tip number 7 is, I advise you to have a digital form of your resume, because a lot of people, like, they write their resume and they save it on their computer at home, and whenever they need it on the go, they don't have it. So one thing that I did is, after I've completed writing my resume, I emailed the copy to myself. So whenever, like, suddenly there is an application for a scholarship that the deadline is coming, or maybe a new job opportunity that I want to apply, I can then just quickly access it from any internet access that I can have, maybe through internet cafe or the library, anywhere. Essentially, if you have it emailed to yourself, you can even save it onto a flash drive that you normally carry with yourself. Maybe put it in a drive, Dropbox, Google Docs, any of these forms, as long as you have internet access is good. But there could be times you don't have internet access, so it is a good idea to have it save it on a flash drive that you would normally carry with you. So tip number 8 is to utilize online career sites to have it as a resume backup also, and also have your resume uploaded onto that platform such as LinkedIn or BizNetwork in Mongolia. And Monster.com was also huge back in the day. I don't know if they're still popular these days, but I know LinkedIn is. So I have my profile up on LinkedIn, and here's my profile. And Biz Network is the Mongolian equivalent of LinkedIn, but it doesn't have a lot of the social capabilities such as the LinkedIn. It used to have it, but I've just recently went in there, and then they for some reason they took down all that social aspect of it. I think it was probably a bit too hard for the company to maintain, but I'm not sure. This is just my assumption. But anyways, utilizing these online career platforms will enable you to be seen by the HR people, or even like for scholarship or any kind of university application. When they search for you on the internet, your professional profile would pop up. So that is a good thing. And also, if you're looking for a job, all the more opportunities will come up with these career networking sites. So I hope you have enjoyed my tips, and if you think my tips were useful and helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and also check out my video on how to write a cover letter, my tips and advice. Anyways, if you have any other questions related to resume writing or getting a scholarship, or anything that you want to ask me, comment down below and I'll be sure to read all of them. And I wish you the very best in your job search or the scholarship that you're trying to apply for. Wish you the very best, and until next time, share love and kindness. Bye! Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.